Welcome back to the channel. I'm in that there Sheffield. I've been asked by a few people to come and have a look around Sheffield, so I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. I thought I'll show you some places where I grew up, some rougher estates if you like, a couple of boozers and a little bit of Sheffield all in one. So yeah, that's where I am. I've started where I grew up in my teen years. Moved here when I was about 10-year-old, something like that. Yeah, 10, 11-year-old. And we're in Woodhouse. Now Woodhouse is still coming in. I think it's marked number 7 in one of the roughest places in Sheffield. So I never found it rough, but then again I just grew up here, didn't I? So I'm on Badger Estate, what they call Badger Estate. Now Badger Estate is one of them places where you came and you lived, but if you were an outsider you didn't come, sort of thing. But I'm gonna have a walk down and see what it's like these days. I'll show you here, look at this. Over them there, look, all them houses and there. That used to be a huge community centre, that, and massive. We always used to go down there as kids. They had youth club, you know what I mean? They had youth club, and they had like a big snooker table, and we used to go roller skating and all sorts in there. Not there anymore. It used to be brilliant, that. But yeah, I'm gonna have a walk down here on Badger, and I'll show you where I spent my teen years, from 10 till about 16-year-old. Then when I got to 16, my mum and dad got into pub trade. So I'll show you a couple of schools I went to. I'm going to have a walk over in a bit, over to Orgreave. And I remember back in '84 when I was at school, going up to Orgreave and watching battles. I'll show you a bit of that in a bit. But I'm going to go down, and I've not been on this estate since I was 16-year-old. And I'm going to go down to my old house. Where I grew up, and when we were there, my mum, she went into her gardening. She planted a seed, a tree. I'm sure it were an apple tree. Not sure if it were an apple tree, but I'm sure it were. But she planted a seed. I'm going to go and see if that tree's still there, because I remember when we were going, it were about this big when we left. And moved on, so I'm going to see if it's still there. I'm not surmising it's been cut down by now, surely, but yeah, I'm going to pick it up in a bit. I'm going to show you a little bit of the old Badger Estate. Let me spin you around, look. So this is Badger Estate. Down there, look, and still coming in. It were working class, really. Still coming in as a bit rough, but it's not. It's just like anywhere else, really. You know what I mean? These are what they call Vic Allen houses. They knocked these up during the housing crisis back in the day, and they're here. Been here since. But Gothland Drive there, one of the mates lived down there, Downsy. Old Wayne Downsy used to live down there. Don't know what happened to Wayne. I think he were in a band. So, yeah. But I'm going to have a walk along here. It's not changed. Everything's still exactly the same. Unreal. This first set of houses here, I had a couple of mates who used to live here. All along, our mates used to live all down here. Down that end, there, look. Down that passage and that end house, that's where Thieker used to live. Old Thieker, don't know where Thieker is. These used to be all council houses. Looks like they're all private. One of the lads used to live there. Keysy, the old Jamie Keys, he used to be a good mate of mine, and all he used to live there. Briggsy used to live next door there, I've just pointed at. This one here, Bruno. Oh, Bruno, Chris Brunt. Chris Brunt, he was one of the lads. He met the lass from Darnell, Sam. I'm sure they were still together for years and years after, from being kids, like, you know what I mean? I'm sure they're still together now. Down there, end house, just down there, that's where Morton lived, bless him, God rest him. He's not with us anymore, sadly, old Morton. Another one, gang, you know what I mean? You know, I always had a gang, didn't you? And yeah, coming up to Gothland Road, I'll show you up Gothland Road. But oh, hot flats here, let me spin you around, look at this. Over there, them houses up in distance, that house used to be masonettes. All houses now, all brand new. Well, I say brand new, I don't know how long they've been up. But yeah, now this, I'm going to go and have a look up there in a minute. On the crossroad, right here, look. Now this end house here, look. Look at this, 185. Brownhill used to live there, best mate Brownhill, now Brownhill. Darren had a couple of sisters, 3 sisters I think. He was the first lad I met when I were here. And sort of became best mates. A year less than me, lower than me at school, but we just became mates up at middle school. And excellent, but that's where Brownhill used to live. I'm going to spin you around. That tree's still there. Look at the size of that thing there. It's not an apple tree, that is it? Can't be an apple tree. Don't know, I'm going to have a walk across grass. Let me go down this up and slip. Open up. Ooh. Right, here look. Look at the size of that. My mum planted that from a seed. Blimey. It's like a birch or something like that, doesn't it? Wow, I can't believe it. It's still here. Daft, innit? Daft, innit? So this is where I grew up. Spent my years. That there, look. Up there. That was my bedroom, just above the trampoline there. Strange, innit? But I'm gonna have a walk up here. And yeah, look, I'll take you past. Up there, oh, sun's in my eyes. Up there. Here we go, number 143. I remember this, oh my god. Still the same, no changes. No changes. Oh, sun. This is where my dad, top of this path here, this is where my dad always used to park his Vauxhall Victor that were forever breaking down. And yeah, these here, these houses, these used to be masonettes, flats. Obviously knocked them all down, built houses. Wow, that's all changed. I remember you used to play on this grass here, used to play football. And this bit here was like a bit of a road, and that first set of masonettes were about there. Now, when I were 10, I'm sure I must have been 10, 12 year old, something like that, on this piece of grass right here, I was playing football in winter. And I were at net, just near there, where this sign is. I were at net, and they belted the ball straight past me. And it was a right goal. And the ball come down here, down here, down there, down there, to this corner here. And I went running out in an afternoon to pick the ball up, and just as I got to here, I slipped. Just there, went backwards, landed flat on my face, knocked all my teeth out, broke my nose, cracked my jaw. I was in a right 28, I was proper in a state. And my mum and dad, they were at steelworks at the time. They were in afters, so they didn't finish work while 10 o'clock at night. And my brother, how Richard dared tell them, my elder brother. So we had to wait while they finished work. And they came home, must have got home half 10, 11 o'clock at night, something like that. And sort of state on me, my face was smashed to bits. So took me to Children's Hospital, had to have my nose reset and my jaw, and my teeth were in a right state, no teeth in front. So I had to have all that done, and yeah, things you do as kids. So anyway, I'm gonna have a walk along here, spin you around again. Down there on that bit of grass, used to be like a prefab shop. Corner, well, we call it corner shop. It wasn't even on a corner, it was just on grass on its own. And yeah, them were days. That's over there. I'm going to show you, see them houses there where I've just started walking up, that's Gothland, that. Gothland Road. Now as kids, when this were flats, you used to be able to get up there. I just started walking up, but you can't get up no more. And we used to play edge hopping. Oh God, things you do. And have you ever seen Would I Lie to You, Bob Mortimer, when he played, what did he used to call it?
As a teenager, I used to terrorise my neighbourhood with a game I invented called Theft and Shrubbery.
They used to play Theft and Shrubbery. Well, we used to do exactly the same thing, but we used to call it hedge hopping. And all you do is you go up and you get in somebody's garden.
We do beg your pardon. But we are in your garden.
You wait while you were spotted, and then you'd have to edge up over, oh God. We used to do it virtually every night. If you lived on Gothland and we used to invade your privacy, I'm so sorry. If I damaged your privets, oh God, I'm confessing now, I'm going to get done. But I'm sorry, I do apologise on behalf of me and my friends. I'm going to say will remain nameless, but it's too late for that, isn't it? They've all been named. So anyway, I do apologise. So up here, spin your hand again. It's park. Now I used to have football nets on here, and up there used to be a school, little infant school, and they redid it. It park there. Look, that's all that's been there up there. And they redid it, and they just got it all done, and somebody burnt it down. Now we had suspicions who it were, but I'm not mentioning any names for obvious reasons, because I don't want them coming and setting fire to my house. But but we had suspicions who it were, and they knocked it down not long after that. So it were a bit of a nightmare. So right, I grew up there, and then I used to go to a school up here, and it's here. Look, Brunswick Middle. Whoa, Brunswick Middle. Many a year here, it was fantastic. We had a football team, and we won league, under 12s league. We got papers and everything. My mum were ever so proud, and she still got me medal, my winner's medal. We almost did double, but we lost in final, I think cup. So that were a bit of a nightmare. We had Kent Gale, don't know whatever happened to Kent. He were fast, he were fast. He were up front, old Kent, and we had Mushy on wing. Them were days. Over here, look, another boozer. Let me spin you around, look. That there, that house that says key to go for sale, that was corner shop, that's where we used to come for one fag. Used to get one fag and one match for about 2p, something like that. And there, look, Brunswick Hotel, next door to it. There's another one at Boozer's shut down. So you got Brunswick Hotel here, look, that's shut. And down the other end, it's Junction. Two Boozers, both shut down, they're both corner shops now. It's a shame, isn't it? So I'm at a place called Woodhouse Mill. Now behind me, I don't know if you can see that. Let me spin you around, look at that. It says Gelled Ven. Alright, that used to be, when I were a lad, that used to be John Carr Joinery, and I got my first ever job there, making windows and doors. That's what got me into construction industry. Well, I could lead up, so from 16-year-old, I were in there, happy days. Before that, I had some work experience, 14-year-old work experience at a place right in town centre called Harris Miller, and it's not there anymore. Silversmiths it were. That was proper hard graft, that. But, just here coming up, let me spin you around. I wanted to show you this. It's a nice place to start. See over there, look, over there, look. You can see it coming up. Princess Royal. The Princess Royal, can't believe it's still here. I'll show you again in a minute. It's going to start raining. So, Prinny Royal. Now, this is my first boozer I ever came in. And it's still open. Looks like it's still open. But, yeah, you see it here behind me. Prinny Royal. Now this was the first boozer I ever came in. 14-year-old, had my first pint in here. It was bitter. I can't remember if it were either Smith's or Tetley's. Could have been Ward's or something like that. All I can remember is a pint of bitter. But it would cost me 68p. But yeah, 14-year-old, we all used to go there. It was like, you're right, it's a passage with lads in there. So you'd come down and it were the only pub in the area that would serve you. I'm sorry, landlord. It's not current landlord, obviously. We're going back some years. So anyway, Pretty Royal. So, a couple of miles up road from where we've just been at Woodhouse, we're at Answorth. Now, Answorth is where my school were, my big school. When I moved up to big school, it used to be called Beaver Hill. It's changed to Answorth Grange now, I think. Down that way, there, which is Knowt now, I think it's just part of an industrial estate. It used to be a massive Asda, not there anymore. So anyway, I digress. Let's have a look. I've got some shout outs to do. I'm just walking over to Orgreave. I'll show you that in a sec. But while I'm here, we've got some shout outs to do. So we've got Phil Crabtree. Hey up, Phil. He's bought me a Guinness. Thank you very much, my old pal. Very kind of you. John Fitton says best chippies in Wakefield. Now Wakefield's technically West Yorkshire, isn't it? So I can't argue with that. So I will try it, my old mate. I'll have a look round Wakey. We're going to have a big fish and chip debate, aren't we? Loads of people have said come here and come there and try our chippy and all that. So I might do that. While we're doing UK tour, might do a chip shop tour. Phil Condo 2629 is new subscriber from Fort Lauderdale in that there America. There you go. Darren Murphy, old Daz, he says come to Wirral. So I might go to Wirral while we're over that end, because we're going to do all Wigan and all that. So we'll come and see you, my old mate. There's quite a few people in Wirral have said come over, so I might do. Pork pie debates raging on. Elmhurst of Goldthorpe versus Percy Turner's in Jump Barnsley. A couple have said try Percy Turner, so I might do that. Might do a vlog comparing them side by side. So that's from George. George 62127. All right, George. I'll go to Percy Turner's. And I'll go back to Goldthorpe and I'll get you a side-by-side comparison. It's fair, isn't it? Ola Emmett, loving the content, new subscriber. Hello, Ola. I've had another letter from Rihanna. It were a long one, but she was just explaining that she's left me 12.5 million quid. Or her husband has left her 12.5 million quid and she can't touch it for her royalties or something, and all I've got to do is get in touch and she's going to give me 12.5 million quid. So I'll reply to you later, Rihanna, my old mate. I don't think it's real Rihanna. I think it might be this Rihanna. Anyway, so Sheffield. So we're in Sheffield, aren't we? What are we known for? Known as Steel City, obviously. Production of cutlery, silver. It did invented stainless steel here by accident. Did you know that? There you go, by Harry Brayley, good old Harry. Famous for its cathedral. I'm reading some of this off my floppy phone. Did you know? Famous for cathedral, Crucible Theatre for snooker, obviously. Right on doorstep at Peak District. 7 hills in it. 7 hills in Sheffield. Then surrounding it, you got all your Peak District. Was a bench here. Jessica Ennis Hill, famous people. Jessica Ennis Hill, Joe Cocker, it's a long list this one. Sean Bean, Dominic West from Brassic, you know, Doctor, yeah, he's a Sheffield lad, didn't know that. Harry McGuire, Helen Sharman, first woman in space, British woman in space. Phil Oakey, obviously. Jarvis Cocker, Jamie Vardy, Kyle Walker, Bobby Knut, good old Bobby Knut. List goes on and on. Arctic Monkeys, they're Sheffield, aren't they? Michael Vaughn, cricket player, yeah. Joe Root, of course, another cricket player, and of course, Def Leppard stars Joe Elliot and Rick Savage. Now, when we get to a place, I'm going to tell you a bit more about, because I've got a bit of a link with Def Leppard, and I'll show you that in a bit if you keep watching. You might find it interesting. A good old Joe Elliot. So anyway, quick congratulations while I'm walking to Orgreave to Norma Wayman, Phil Crabtree, Matt Butcher. They've got the prizes already, and I've just heard back from Steve and John for your glasses. They're all wrapped up, ready to go, but it's Sunday today, so I can't post them while tomorrow because you didn't answer me well yesterday, did you? As you do. Hi, hi. So massive thanks to Steve Aaron, bought me a Guinness. Thank you very much, Steve. He's up in Acklam, so thank you for coming to see you, mate. Don't worry about that. And let's have a look. Brendan K. Buckley, he says a gut at Boatsman's Rest. So we said that before, going up to Worsborough. We're going to try that. Might go up today for some Sunday dindings, I don't know. Lloyd Gaunt, Super thanks, Lloyd Gaunt. Thank you very much, Lloyd. He sent me a super thanks. He's saying, come to Oz, come to Gold Coast and show him how to split the G. So when I can afford that, mate, I'll come and see you. Get me a cheap apartment and I might come and see you, but it's got to be spider free and all them bitey things free. All right, I don't want any of them near me. And Steve Glave confirms it's a bread cake and not a tea cake. No, Steve's from... he's from Sheffield. He's over in Barnsley at the minute, and his Barnsley mates keep calling it a tea cake, not a bread cake. But I had this debate with an old mate of mine. He was from Barnsley. He called it a tea cake, and I said it weren't. It's a bread cake. Tea cakes have got currants in, haven't they? And that's it. And Stan White says in Leicester it's called a cob. So the old bread cake debate is raging on. Right, I'm here at Orgreave. Alright, so this here has totally changed. If you remember Orgreave, it was for things like this, weren't it?
No.
So just here is where we've come from, and here this used to be an iron bridge. Used to be an iron bridge here. I'll show it you. Now, when I were a lad, we used to sit just here. Have a look in. This were a big old iron bridge, like I've just showed you, and we used to sit on here. And all this here, none of this were all these houses. None of this were here. And down there where those trees are, that's where the Orgreave coking plant was. So all this were overfilled. There you can see the iron bridge that I'm talking about. So this road here originally ran up there. You see that? That's the old iron bridge that went over at railway. And we used to sit just here on them pillars at school time. At dinner time at school, we used to come down and sit there and watch the battles in June 1984. That were, and it were horrendous. The coppers were always shooing us off, but we always used to come back, as you do. But it's changed so much. It really has changed. I'll show you the bridge here because we're a bit closer. So here, look, as you can see, this here. This used to be the iron bridge and the road that we just walked up, and I'll come down. It used to link down onto here, straight down into Orgreave. Orgreave's obviously not here no more. That there, where all those trees are, that was, you can still see hills behind it. There were the slag heaps, as you do. Sorry about traffic noise. But they were the slag heaps, and that was where, or just round here, behind me now, is where these houses are. Now, you see these houses behind me? That was the big field where the Battle of Orgreave was, and it were brutal, and it were wrong. It were terrible, absolutely terrible times. I mean, we grew up on Badger there, we've just been. Your family, they were either miners or they were in steelworks. I mean, my mum and dad, they were in steelworks, so we never went through. I mean, we were poor, and we used to work long hours, and there were hardship, but there were never hardship of what the miners went through. I mean, one of my friends who used to live in Masonettes, his dad were a miner, and they had it hard. They had it really, really hard. So yeah. Anyway, just here, look, I'm going to take you around, spin you around. Look. This is the old Orgreave. Alright. Walking Waverley they call it now, look. I don't know why they've tried to change it or why they've renamed it that, I don't know. But here, this used to be all fenced off here, as far down there, look, down the road. It used to be all fenced off, and this here what I'm walking on used to be the Orgreave corking plant. Obviously not here anymore, but we used to come there and we used to sit on the bridge there, or we used to come down Woodhouse Mill. Now where we were on Badger, if you walk down the hill, you used to be able to come down to the bottom of the hill and walk straight across fields, old football fields. It used to fetch you out onto the back of here. Miners never knew that, I don't think, otherwise they'd have been straight in corking plant. So I mean, some flying pickets might have made use of that, but it's not here anymore. As you can see, it's like a woodland trail. It's yeah, it's not here, it's not here. Let me have a walk through these trees for you. All these hills here, they're not real hills, they're man-made. I mean, just come through here, look. Yeah, this were all corking plant, these were all your slag heaps. And yeah, not here no more. No, you know. But it's history, ain't it? And it was a terrible, terrible time. I mean, like I said, we were poor, but we didn't have it half as bad as some mates whose families were miners. As you do. You alright, fella? So yeah, all changed. It has all changed. So, but it's been regenerated. It's much as a muchness now, isn't it? So I'm going to spin you around and we'll show you in sort of that direction over there. Over there, they're still regenerating, they're rebuilding. And this part now, it's just sort of on border now, down there where that fella's jogging. I don't know if you can pick him up. That's where it sort of turns into Cat Cliff. All right, and that's all Cat Cliff down there. So you've got Orgreave, right at the very bottom you've got Cat Cliff, and that's sort of right on border of Sheffield. So this is actually classed as Rotherham here. It's actually classed as Rotherham, although as soon as you get over that bridge, you're back into Sheffield. So you're right on border between Sheffield there, you're actually in Rotherham, but over that way they're regenerating it and they're building some fantastic stuff. I don't think you can see it, but over there you've got the McLaren F1 factory. I don't know what they do there. I know it's part of McLaren F1 team, but they built that some years ago. No idea what they're doing there. I know it's something to do with F1 team, and that's it. But yeah, so that were Orgreave. I'll spin you around and give you one final look down there where them cars are coming from. That were road. On right hand side was the corking plant. Other side at roundabout there where this car's coming from. Other side up left where those houses are, that was a big field where the Battle of Orgreave was. And in that direction when I'm walking back to the car is back towards my old school where we used to come. So that were it, 1984. Such a shame, but it's history. But I thought I'd show that because I've had a couple of subscribers saying they remember all this. Can I show it to them what it's like now, because they don't live in country anymore. So you know who you are, I'm not mentioning any names. Even today, after all these years, we're talking what? 84, 94, 2004, 2000, 40 years. 40 years ago. Wow. Even now, it's still raw in some communities, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to mention your name, but you know who you are. I hope you've enjoyed that, my old mate, and it don't upset you too much seeing how it is now. But it's regeneration, innit? Right, back uphill, going to catch my breath. Going to head to the other side of Sheffield now and move up to 1986. I'm going to show you some boozers. So just here, look, we're just on the outskirts of Sheffield city centre. Now these are the old Bark Hill flats, South Street and Norfolk flats. Mum and Dad had boozer in there, the park. Had that for a while, and they were just looking after it, but looking after it turned into quite a while. But they spent some money regenerating it, but as you can see, it's still not best place. But it's all right. It's all right. Not as bad as it used to be, as you do. I'll just show you where we are. and then we're going to have a walk down into the centre, and I'll show you a couple of boozers that we used to be in. And I'll spin you around here, look, it's not a bad view from here. So over there, look, there's your Sheffield city centre. So down there, as you can see, that's your train station. Over there you got your university. I'll just get to the end and I'll pan you around here, look. Over there, down there, look, that boozer right at middle, Howard, that's been there some years. I'll take you down past there in a bit, and over there in the distance is where we're going to be heading next. If you can see that in distance, that's Bramhall Lane Football Club. That's where we're going to be heading next. Mum and Dad had a boozer right next to the football ground, had it for many years, called the Sheaf House. So that's where I'm going to take you next, and no idea if it's still there, because I've not been up there for years, so I know a lot of boozers have knocked down. So I'm going to jump in car, I'm going to head over that way. So here we are, boys and girls, right down on Bramhall Lane. Let me spin you around. Down there, look, can you see it? That's football ground. See that Pinders sign? I don't know if you can pick it up on camera. That's your Pinders. That's your Bramhall Lane, that's a football ground. All them there, next to it, none of this were here. None of this were here at all. So these flats here, don't know if you can hear me, but these flats, they used to be the old Arnold Lavers woodworking warehouse. They used to have big wagons for council and all sorts running out of that, building out windows and doors. But this here, let me just show you, is Sheaf House. Mum and Dad had this for many a year, and it used to be a right boozer. I'm surmising it still is with football and what have you, but it were bustling all the time, and they had this for many years. Up there, look, in the middle, that used to be my bedroom back in the day. But yeah, it were a fantastic boozer, this. It's not open, it's still early. Down there to the right, I don't know if it still is, that there to the right here where I'm heading, used to be a snooker table in there, 3/4 snooker table. No, don't look like it's there anymore. No, this used to be snooker. I don't know if you can see through there, lads and lasses. It's changed, but it used to have a 3/4 snooker table in there. Up top there with them chairs, if you can see that, that used to be a pool table and all that. Used to have a pool table and bandits and things like that up there. Used to do a disco up there. I used to DJ up there for my mum and dad, do a bit of a disco. Not open anymore, obviously. Well, it is open, but it's not open at the minute. And then up back here, you got the old beer garden. This looks like a private patio now, but it used to be a beer garden, and it used to be brilliant in here. But they had this one for, I bet they had it for 7-8 years. They used to have disco on a Thursday and on a Sunday. They used to go, all lads and everybody used to come in, and it was really, really good. But yeah, here look, they've still got beer garden by it looks. Spin you around, look. There you go, it's still there. Big massive beer garden up back. And it used to be absolutely fantastic. I'm surmising it still is, because it's in a prime position. It really is a good prime position, is this one. So that's Sheaf House. I might pop back in here later on and go in for a swift half, as you do. But before I do that, I'm going to head up other side of Sheffield now, to other side of the city. Maybe 15 minutes drive from here. I'm going to show you the first boozer my mum ever had. And I'm going to tell you who used to come drinking in there. So, let me get over here in sunshine, bit of sunshine. We're up in the Broom Mill area of Sheffield. And just in front of me there is the first boozer my mother and father ever had. I'm going to cross over again because I can't see up for the sun. But over here, look, spin you around. That there used to be called the South Sea Hotel. This was the first boozer my mum and dad ever owned back in 1986. Don't look like it's a pub anymore, I don't know. I'm going to have to go in and have a look. Home of Steel Wizards, I don't know. Steel Cauldron it's called now. But I'm going to pop in and have a look, see what it is now. But this here, that used to be the main entrance there into Best Side. Down there is the door, and up there is the flat where we used to live for many, many years, as we do. But no idea what it is. But back in there, this was a really, really good pub. Broom Mill is a very student area. But this pub used to have students coming in, but they used to go in Best Side, and we used to go in Tap Side, what they call Tap Side. And they had the regulars. There were Big Johnny Moore. Now Johnny Moore were a huge fella. He were a bouncer at the Limit. Now the Limit was the roughest nightclub anywhere. It was a proper rough nightclub. But he was bouncing on there. He was a lovely fella, Johnny Moore. I don't know if he's still alive, but surmising he is. He was a lovely fella, Johnny Moore. And he always used to have a laugh with my mum and dad and look after him and stuff like that. But Johnny Moore, an Alt Restic gang, Stan the Man. Stan the Man were one of these fellas who lads used to say to him, he were always trouble causing, but then standing behind lads and then fight his battles for him. When he'd had a drink, lads used to say it's only man they know with a cauliflower arse. But yeah, anyway, the lads were really good mates with none other than Rick Savage. Now Sav used to come in here quite a lot when they were in UK, when they were touring and what have you. He used to phone me mum up, can we have some Afterbird, John? And yeah, she'd say yeah. So he were playing in Manchester and things like that, and he'd jump in car and he'd come over and spend many a night in here with lads. And have a few drinks and have a laugh with my mum and my dad, and he was a very nice fellow. Were Sav. He still is. I think he lives in. Does he live in America now? I don't know. But yeah, he used to come in all the time, and word got round that he used to come drinking, and he used to get him phoning up from USA because it's called the South Sea Hotel. And they thought it was an hotel. It's not. It's just a boozer. And they used to phone up from America, can I book in one of the rooms? I want to come and see Rick Savage. And we used to try to explain that no, it's not a real hotel, it's just a boozer. But yeah, I'm going to go in and have a look, see what it is now. But it's shut down. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But let me spin you around. So yeah, something called the Steel Cauldron now. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to go inside, make sure it's all right to film. I'm going to go and have a look. I'll see you in a sec. Right, well I weren't expecting this, boys and girls, I weren't expecting this. Let me spin you around. This is what's left at South Seas pub. Now, it's now a wizarding show, and it's absolutely fantastic. I've never seen it like it before in my life. Brilliant. So this used to be best side, this used to be bar all the way along, and it used to be best side. And then through here, we used to be where toilets and that are, and through that side was the tap side. And it's all totally changed. Totally changed. Now I've just been speaking to the manager here, and she's telling me some of the things that they do. They've got a live owl show in a minute where they get the owls flying around the pub. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to stay and film that or what. But it's something totally different. Everybody's dressed up as wizards and Harry Potter characters and everything. This is fantastic. So let me just show you again. Absolutely brilliant. So look at all this lot. It's fantastic. You all right, love? Absolutely fantastic. So I nip outside and I'll show you again. But absolutely brilliant. So absolutely amazing. So Steel Cauldron. Steel Cauldron. So wow, that's just changed so much. I'm really surprised about that. So there you go. So your book, here we go. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. You can hear me, Harry Potter music a lot. Let me get over the road here, look. Steel Cauldron. Now that is something totally different. I was not expecting that. Wasn't expecting that at all. So yeah, I'm going to do some research on that between now and getting home, and I'll put some facts in, and I'll put a link to it in description as well. If you want to come here, it looked like something totally different. For kids, you can book. They still sell food and alcohol by the looks of it, but the book you can have little shows for kids. Like I was saying, they do. You're just about to do an owl fly around, but I didn't want to stop for that because I didn't want to attack you by an owl. So yeah, absolutely unique. That I've never seen out like it. So it's Steel Cauldron. You've got to pop in there. Brilliant.
watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow. Much love from little Yas to each of you. Content creator.